Leadership is essential for being successful. I've been privileged to play with some of the greatest coaches the NBA has ever seen. And they were all terrific leaders, and along with being terrific coaches and people. I started out with Lenny Wilkens with the Seattle Supersonics, who taught us how to be professionals. He didn't do a lot of screaming and shouting and trying to motivate us through that kind of way, but he did a lot of motivating through teaching and through having an expectation that you knew the roles and responsibilities that you were to perform once you got into the game. I've had other coaches who were fiery and just really on your case all the time. Dick Motta with the Dallas Mavericks, George Raveling, my old coach back at Washington State University, and also Pat Riley with the New York Knicks. Coaches that would just push you to limits that you didn't feel that you personally had inside of you, but they knew you did. They knew if they kept pushing you and challenging you, you would respond to the challenge. Leadership is really about creating a vision and an inspiring mission for your team. To look down the road way before the rest of your team can see it and charge towards those goals that you've created as a team. Leadership is about hanging in there many times when you feel like you're all alone. The old saying says it's lonely at the top, and that is so true because leaders have to make tough decisions. Leaders have to sometimes let their friends and families go by the wayside and get other people in there who can perform the job and get the task done. But leaders, the good ones, are ones that can improve the quality of their teams and to maximize the potential that lies within that team. Leaders are people who can take teams to a greater height, go through tremendous challenges and battles, and emerge outside on the other side victorious. Or when you don't quite end up in the victory ring, you have lessons that you've learned that you can apply to life and to the next time around. Be a leader. Step up to the challenge. We all have the ability to lead, but it's about digging deep inside of you and saying, hey, I can do this, and I can inspire others to follow. Doing it in 3D, three-dimension, success strategies on how to be successful. I say 3D because this is it: desire, dedication, and discipline. With desire, you create that passion. You create that vision. You start having that burning in the belly sensation of this is what you want to do with your life. And this is where I'm going with it. You push yourselves to the maximum. You start staying up endless hours researching and pulling together all the resources that you need to. You're on a mission. You've got that burning desire to be successful and to do things differently than what you've been doing. And then dedication is really allowing yourself, pushing yourself to dedicate the time, the energy, the resources, into really maximizing your potential. Dedication is saying, hey, I've got to start sacrificing this, sacrificing that in order to achieve what I want to achieve. I've got to be able to prioritize what's important, what's most important, all at the same time keeping a balance in my life. If you're a student and you're trying to graduate, but yet you're a student athlete and you have to go out and play and perform, you balance those kind of things. You prioritize what's most important. My coach back in WSU, Washington State University, used to make sure that I made my way to the gymnasium and to the weight room after my studies were done. That's prioritization. I wanted to make sure I graduated on time, but I also wanted to become the best student athlete I could become. And then discipline, the day in, day out, behind the scenes work that it requires to be successful. This is where it's the non-glorious, out of the lights, out of the headline type work that it requires to being successful. Many times we look at successful people and we just see the finished product. And we marvel at their success, we marvel at their name recognition, at the visibility they have in our community, but we don't have any idea of what it took for them to get there and all the endless hours it took for them to make that happen. And so I call my chapter in my book, Standing Above the Crowd, doing it in 3D, desire, dedication, and discipline. That three legs, or the three-legged stool of what it takes to be successful and to continue being successful after you've arrived at tremendous heights that you've set for yourself. One of the great enemies of success is complacency, of being satisfied. I learned this lesson way back as a college student athlete at Washington State University, where I was just starting to feel my way around as far as being a bona fide student athlete who was out there holding my own and actually contributing to the success of our team. And as a college senior, playing down in Los Angeles against UCLA and USC, going in there as a team favored to win both of those games on hostile enemy territory. And we got there and we played game number 1 on a Thursday night, and we ended up getting trounced by about 25 or 27 points or so. And I turned in one of the most horrific performances I've ever played as an athlete. You know, you tend to brush those things off as just a fluke or an aberration and don't think much of it. But guess what? It happened again on Saturday night, 2 days later, playing against the other Los Angeles team. We got beat again by 27, 30 points. And again, I turned in one of the most horrific performances of my career. And as I was out in the hallway after that game 2, just trying to ponder what in the world was going on, why I didn't play well and why we got beaten so thoroughly, my assistant coach, Tom Puglisi, kind of waddled on up to me and he said, "Hey, James, do you know what happened? Do you understand why not only we got beat so badly, but you performed so poorly? It's because you became satisfied. You became satisfied. You're here, and you need to go way up there. You've got the potential to go way up there. And learn this lesson now. I'm not mad at you because we lost the game or because you played poorly. But I want you to realize that if you're going to be successful, you can never, ever be satisfied." I learned that lesson way back as a college student and never, ever have forgotten it. I take that mindset into whatever I do now, be it sports or business or community, board activity, committees I'm on, never, ever being satisfied and always trying to maximize my potential and also our team's potential by pushing us to be the very best that we can be.